Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Titan Preparedness channel. This is my first video that I've done in quite some time, next to my welcome back video. So I figured, why not come back with a bang? Why not come back and get a little bit controversial? So today's video we are discussing the 5 biggest lies that preppers will tell you. Now I've been around the block for a while and I keep seeing the same things over and over and over, and preppers stretch the truth just a little bit. They tell those little white lies, but they tell it so many times that it becomes their MO, that it becomes their lifestyle, it becomes their video style to spread lies. So let's start off with number 1, and that is that you need a wilderness survival course to be a good prepper, or a real prepper, or a true prepper, or a prepper in general. That a wilderness survival course is what you need to do the very first step that you decide to become a prepper. Wilderness survival is very important if you're on the show alone. If you're lost in the woods, if your plane goes down on a deserted island, you should know at least how to keep yourself alive long enough for you to either get out or for someone to come and rescue you. So I'm not knocking the idea that it's not important. But the very first thing you need when you say, you know what, I need to become more prepared, these people out here are telling you that you need to go sign up for a wilderness survival course and go spend a few days in the woods. Now, my issue with the courses themselves is not that they teach you things, it is the cost associated with the courses. Some of these courses are $500, some of them are $1,000, some of them are $2,000 plus, so you can go play in the woods for a weekend. Let me ask you this question. How has wilderness survival helped you in an emergency situation? Let me rephrase that question. How will a wilderness survival course help the mom who's down in Florida as a hurricane is barreling towards her home? How is that going to help feed her kids? How is that going to help keep the roof on her house? It's not. How is the wilderness survival course going to help the person down in Alabama who just had their house destroyed via a tornado that ripped through the entire town? It's not. How is a wilderness survival course going to help the evacuee down in California as a wildfire has spread across their land and is coming for them and their family? Are they supposed to pack up their bags and go and live like the homeless in the woods so the fire can kill them? Because that's what you're promoting. That's what you're saying they need to do. Name a single natural disaster that would cause you to pack up your stuff and go live in the woods instead of just packing up and leaving. I'm not going to the woods if there's a fire in my backyard. That sounds kind of dumb. I'm not going to the woods if there's a hurricane raging and my house just got destroyed. What is my tent, my hammock, my makeshift shelter supposed to do when it comes to hell force winds? When you live somewhere and they get hit with a snowstorm, they get hit with an ice storm, the power's been out for 2 or 3 days, there's no heat inside your home, your children are starving. If you have the audacity to tell them, don't worry kids, because daddy knows what berries to eat in the woods, because daddy knows how to build a debris hut, because daddy spent all his money on this cool little course so I could go be a Boy Scout for a weekend instead of stocking up the pantry. If you have the audacity for that, well, you probably shouldn't have those kids. It's great for you to learn new skills. It is. It's wonderful. But it's also smart for you to prep up and stock up before going to do a luxury class like a wilderness survival course. The second biggest lie that preppers will tell you is that I test my bag every single day, if not every single week. A few years ago on this channel, I created what is known as the Titan 10 Mile Challenge. It is a very simple challenge. You take your bag out of the closet, bug out bag, get home bag, 72-hour kit, whatever you want to call it. You put it on and you go for a 10-mile walk. Now you can choose to spend the night, you can choose to be picked up, you can choose to walk another 10 miles back home. It doesn't matter as long as you have your bag and you're walking 10 miles with it. Then we as the viewers, we want to know the pros and the cons. What worked? What didn't? Did your bag hold up? Did it fall apart 2 miles in? Did you forget your water source? Did your shoes cause blisters on your feet? Now there was a few other creators who did this challenge. Palmetto Prepared did the Titan 10 Mile Challenge. Prepping with Sarge did the challenge. Modern Refugee did something very similar, but he was out testing his bag. Dan Wheeler, you've got Hoople's cat. I might not agree with him, but at least he walks with his pack. Now, I issued this challenge out to many people. I sent messages to thousands of creators. There was people who did it. There was people that said, man, I'll get to it when I can. I'm real busy. I understand. I get it. And then there was people that say, nah, man, I don't need to do your silly little challenge because I walk with my bag every single day, if not every single week. I put in 10 miles a day with my bug out bag every single day. You expect me to believe that? You expect me to believe that as a content creator, as a person who is creating content for YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, whatever, that you're not thinking about your next video. You're not thinking, well, what am I going to do next? What am I doing next week, next year, next month, next hour to make content for the channel so I can get paid, so I can shout out sponsorships, so I can do all this stuff and keep growing my audience. You're telling me that every day after work you strap your bag on and you go for a 3 to 4 to 5 to 7 hour walk with your bag, but you don't have one single video of you doing it? You have videos of you sitting in your car driving down the road talking about nonsense. You have videos of you doing knife reviews and cutting up little peppers and paper and all this other crap with some cool knife that somebody sent you, but you don't have one single video of you strapping your pack on and moving. Now I understand if you're old. I understand if you're busy. I understand if you have some medical condition like you broke your leg. I personally have a cracked femur back in the day and I was unable to do a Titan 10 Mile Challenge. I get it. But you're telling me in the 4, 5, 6, 7 years of YouTube that you walk every single day with your bag but not a single video? You've never taken your camera, you've never taken your phone one single time? That is very hard to believe. Speaking of the bags, let's move on to number 3, ladies and gentlemen, and that is my bug out bag, or inch bag, or 72-hour kit, or get home bag is only 30 pounds. Now you can go up here to the search bar and you can type in bug out bag loadout and you can sit and watch video after video after video after video of people putting things in their bags for 45 minutes to an hour. These bags are filled to the brim, slat full, things are hanging off, things are hanging in, things are attached to the side, and you expect me to believe that you've been putting things in the bag for 45 minutes to an hour, but that bag only weighs 30 pounds? No. No. You have a list of supplies a mile long, but your bag is only 30 pounds? Guys, 30 pounds is the size of a small child. 30 pounds is the size of a medium small dog. You see, I can say that at one point in time, my bag was 30 pounds. We did a day hike at the lake. My buddy bought his luggage scale, and we weighed all the packs. Because the first time I used a bug out bag was for a hiking trip, and it weighed around 60 pounds. And we did 30 miles on Foothills Trail. It was miserable. So since that point, I have reduced the amount of items in my bag. I have also reduced what items are in it for their own purpose of weight. So instead of the Walmart sleeping bag, I now have a Outdoor Vitals very, very lightweight sleeping bag. Instead of the 6-pound pack that I was carrying and looking at a Military Alice or a ILBE pack, I have a hiking backpack that only weighs 2 pounds unloaded. Now I can tell you that my bag no longer weighs 30 pounds because I've taken stuff out, because I've put stuff in it, because I've been on trips and hikes and trails and said, you know what would come in handy? Putting this in there. Yeah, it weighs a pound, it weighs 2 pounds, it weighs 3 pounds, but it's a very useful item. So I can tell you with 100% certainty that my bag did weigh around 30 pounds because we tested it with a luggage scale, but now you're looking at more 35 to 40 pounds. So if you make an hour-long video about you putting things in bags and expect me to believe that it's only 30 pounds, I'm going to tell you to test it, because that's a lie. Let's move on to number 4, and that is that the end of the world is near, but it's too late to start prepping. There are people out here every single day that are sitting there ringing that bell. The end is near. The end is near. Prepare, but it's too late. The end is near. They've been ringing that bell for the last 5 years. They've been ringing that bell for the last 10 years. They've been ringing that bell for the last 15 years. They're going to die of exhaustion from ringing that bell talking about the end is near before they die from some apocalyptic event. These same people that are telling you that it's too late to prepare now, that the end is already here, that we're living in the end of times, are the same ones that 10 years ago were saying that the end was near. Sure, times have gotten tough, absolutely. We had the 2008 recession. They were ringing the bell. The end of America is here. Guess what? It wasn't. We had 2020, the COVID. They were ringing the bell. Get to your bug out locations. The end is near. Everyone's going to die. Yeah, a few 100,000 people died. But yet we're still here. People, as a general human civilization, have been thinking that the world is ending for thousands of years. So what makes these people any different? They're not. That doesn't mean you shouldn't prepare for bad times. Every year that you sit here and ring the bell that the end of times is near, 15 hurricanes hit, 20 tornadoes, millions of people lose their jobs every single year. Millions of people are affected by a snowstorm or a hurricane or a fire or a flood every single year. Does that mean that it's too late for them to prepare? It's too late for them to stock up? Absolutely not. So the end is not near. Sure, times have gotten bad, but times do get better. Now we might have to go through some painful growth, but that doesn't mean that the end of civilization is here and we're going to be shooting and eating our neighbors next week. Because y'all have been saying the same shit for 20 plus years. Don't listen to these people who sit there and ring the bell. They were wrong. They've been wrong. They've been wrong every single video that they've produced thus far. So why not take that trip? Why not take that vacation? Why not enjoy your life, but still be prepared, still be ready? Going along those same lines, let's do a number 5, the biggest lies that preppers say. You need X to survive. It's a clickbait thumbnail. You're going to need this to survive SHTF. You're going to need this to survive what's coming. If you don't have this, you're doomed. If you don't have this, you're going to die day one. And then it's something stupid. There is useful prepping gear. There's useful gear that is used in third world countries right now that helps those people have clean drinking water, cook their food without fire, purify, electrify, it doesn't matter. But we as a prepping community don't look at that as the future. We don't look at that as our research and developmental areas, even though these companies do. Instead, we look for the stupidest, gimmickiest Chinese crap that we can find and say, oh my gosh, you have to have this. And it's something stupid like toilet paper tabs. Without this, you're going to die in SHTF. It's a bag of toilet paper. I've got 37 rolls of toilet paper. I don't need little tabs of toilet paper. Without this product, you won't make it. And it's a baby wipe or a compressible towel. I have plenty of wash rags. I don't need a compressible towel that's not going to compress back down after it gets wet. It's always something stupid with the clickbait titles. It's always something stupid with the clickbait world. Welcome to the internet. That's what happens. I can sit here and give you a list of actual items that would be beneficial to you during some sort of disaster scenario. Start with water purification, water filtration, start with food and stoves and cooking, starting with, these lighting options. But to sit here and tell you that you're not going to survive something that may or may not happen in my future scenario where I'm king and I'm world leader, but you have to buy this cheap Chinese gimmick product because I have no way of promoting it otherwise, it sounds kind of ridiculous. It's a little stupid, ain't it? But yet people have made millions of dollars here on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram by promoting these gimmicky products as world savers, as life savers, as the life flotation device that you would need if the raft ever went down. Don't fall for it. Alright guys, agree, disagree, let me know down below. What other prepping lies have you heard over the course of your prepping career, your prepping journey? Is it something small or is it something large and stupid? Let me know down below. Again, agree, disagree. This one's going to create some controversy. It is what it is. I like it. Cool. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Stay safe out there. That's all I got. T2 out.